Hi, this is Erica Dyer with Incoherent Ramblings of a Crazy Bitch, along with my producer, Nick. Nick, I understand you had an awesome weekend.
Yeah, I went all over the West Coast. I went to Oregon, then down to LA for a week, and I did a lot of things that I can't do on this side of the US. Let me say that.
You mean in the Midwest? Come on. We're not that backwards. Maybe.
But no, finally, after you announcing the email several times, which is ericadyerpodcast@gmail.com for all of your questions, we finally have a few questions if you want to
I love it. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. I'll mention. Yeah, I'll mention this. Well, I probably won't. We'll just say this guy's name is Big. We'll go from there. Question for the podcast by Big. Hey Erica,
Okay.
love the podcast. Just finished up the last couple episodes to catch up. I had a couple of questions. Maybe I'm breaking the seal on the question box. You are, buddy, so that's good. Okay, we have three here, so we'll go to the first one.
Oh, damn.
What acting
Okay.
roles in movies are coming up for you? Where are you shooting? Listen to the podcast. Okay, well, yeah, we'll do this one first.
What acting roles are coming up? Well,
Yeah, what
I
acting roles
did
are
just
coming
get
up for
back
you,
from California.
and where are you shooting?
Well, I just got back from California and then turned around and went to West Virginia. In California, I was in Pay to Die and also filmed another part for, what was it? Area 5150, I believe. I'm going to be a hairdresser named Barb. And then I went to West Virginia. Now, what should be coming up? Coming in mid-November, I will be down in Kentucky filming a small role. And then I think I have something in Ohio that should be coming up for Mr. Buzzkill. So I'm kind of all over.
Yeah, I've noticed on your Facebook you're starting to get into the film friends that I know. Like they're starting, like our mutuals are getting bigger and bigger. I've noticed that. I'm just like, oh, okay, you're starting to know the people that I know. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I love being on these film sets. And actually, I'm glad I was home all this last week, which I desperately needed, because when I went to California, this is I like wore myself out this week because I worked too. I had flown out to California on Sunday. On a Sunday, I filmed on Pay to Die on Monday. Tuesday, I had to go shopping for an outfit because then Area 5150 was able to get me in while I was out there. So then I filmed Area 5150 on Wednesday, flew back home on Thursday, Friday, turned around, jumped in my car, drove to West Virginia so that I could film another role oh gosh, I'm trying to see which one it is, because I actually loved this guy, Brad Twigg. He is a wonderful director. He was so much fun. Trying to remember what dang movie it was. I think Killer Campout or something like that too. I can't remember, but while I was out there, there was a couple other ones that he needed somebody to quickly do like a scene in. And so I actually filmed with Brad 4 different small roles. So I will have 6 movie roles in 1 week. But the funny thing about Brad, oh my God. So you got to remember, I'm not, it was Killer Campout Part 2 is the one I went out there for in West Virginia. But then there was a couple other roles that he filmed before. But I'm a bigger girl, right? And this was going to be my first death scene. And I'd never done that before. And I thought, okay, I can die real good. I'm sure I could do it. I've never had any acting lessons or anything like that. And I've done a lot of the bit background parts. And I'm like, I can do this. I can do this death scene. And so they have where something happens. The killer goes to kill me. And I'm supposed to fall on the ground. I'm a big girl, and that was Forrest. And I'm like, slowly getting to the ground. And he's like, can you try to fall a little faster? Like, God, I'm like, well, I can try, but I don't want, he tried to find a nice soft spot with sand and not like rocks, but it's still the damn ground out in the fucking woods, right? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to throw myself on the ground. As a matter of fact, oh God, this was actually one of my favorite sets. But so I'm out in the woods with Brad and 3 other guys, and it was just us. There's a cabin, but it's all locked up because we were really just filming outside. So there's no place to change. There's no bathroom. So every time I needed to change, and remember, I filmed 4 different parts. So I changed 4 times. I had to go back behind this cabin. And like I told Kathy, there I am, tits out in the woods. I mean, if anybody had came up or these guys came around, I'm like tits out, standing there in my underwear, trying to get my other clothes on. I'm like, oh God. But that was fun. But down in Kentucky, I'll be filming The Art of Killing. I'm supposed to have a role in Phantom Fun World. I'm not sure that it will happen, but I'm supposed to have a role in that one.
Yeah. I funded Phantom Fun World.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. We are in a very small world right now, aren't we?
Yeah, we really are. We really are. No, because I really do love like movies that like where people get killed in amusement parks. Ever since I watched Funhouse, I fucking love that shit.
Yep. Oh my God, yes. Yep. But that's pretty much what I have coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I funded Phantom Fun World. I think the first time they did stuff around the first go round of funding. So hopefully that's still there and it goes through and I get my fucking Blu-ray or whatever money in for. But yeah.
Well, yeah. Now I'm kind of, some of them I'm like, no, I'm holding out to see if I get what I've already paid for before you ask me for some more. There's a couple other movies that are like that, so we'll see. We'll see. Yep, and next year I don't have to work so much, so maybe I'll do more next year.
There you go.
We'll try.
All right. Let's see what else did he talk about? Okay, here we go. I listened to the podcast about your father. I had a similar experience in terms of my dad being quite the ladies' man who punched above his weight class. It made for some pretty funny stories at the funeral. A couple of questions. Fun one. Thinking about parents, what was the worst you got in trouble when you were a kid? What happened and what was the punishment?
I didn't get in trouble. I would say the last time I got in trouble with my father, I was 10 years old. And me and my girlfriend Dawn were walking. We had this auction barn where they had auctions every weekend. And we're walking from the auction barn up to the house, and it was raining. And there was this bucket laying by the side of the lane. Picked the bucket up, covered my head. My dad yelled at me, told me to go put it back. I put it back on the road where I found it. And when I went back up to the house, he slapped me. And I was 10. And then there was one other time I was probably 13 or 14. Probably 13. And I was rude to my grandmother and he slapped me. That was it. I did not get in trouble for any of the parties, any of the arrests that I had. When the cops came and dumped all his alcohol out, when I missed 20, 30 days each semester at school, I did not get in trouble. Now, were there things I probably should have gotten in trouble for? Absolutely. But did I? No. As a matter of fact, like, I remember this clearly. Kathy was at my house. We were probably 15 years old, and we were running, and she accidentally broke a window. And I told her, I said, well, we'll just tell my dad that I did it, because I could do no wrong. It did not matter what I did. Once I got to a certain age, my dad, the only thing he would do is like, and that was it. That was it. The disappointment of my father was like my only punishment. And I didn't really care. So I didn't have any kind of punishment. Yep.
All right. And then
my mom wasn't around. So no punishment there.
Gotcha. All right. So then the morbid question. He says, I lost my dad almost 2 years ago. It was a hospitalization followed by hospice due to cancer. Have you ever been with someone in hospice or been with someone when they died?
Absolutely. I was laid in my father's bed when he took his last breath. Absolutely. And I can tell you that, and I was just telling my son this, actually, I'm not religious at all. I'm not religious at all. But I can tell you that humans do have an energy about them. And because I was in my father's bed, I know exactly the moment when he was gone, because even the texture of his skin changed. So yes, I was. I was not there when my mom died. We had reconnected before she had died, which was wonderful. And me and my siblings, we all reconnected. So I was able to see her, but I was not there when she had passed. She was in the hospital, but yeah, I certainly was. And it's a powerful thing. It really is. I'm sorry you lost your father.
Yeah, it's always rough losing a parent.
Mm-hmm.
So we have another question from DG. We'll just say DG. We won't put a name there.
Okay.
First, he has a comment. If you're talking about Erica doing stand-up, you can bet your sweet ass that I'm going to be there. Fair enough. And then he says, but on that note, the question I have for both of you is, what are some of the instances of hilarious breakups that you've been a part of or even heard of? I can only imagine the type of breakups that Erica has had.
Oh, yeah. Erica has been part of some breakups. Now, some of them we're going to have to save for other podcasts because they are quite exciting. But, oh, gosh, one breakup. There was a girlfriend of mine. God, this is actually kind of scary and sad at the same time. I don't know why I have like this idea in my mind. I like a 6-foot man or something, but I had this girlfriend that her and her boyfriend broke up and she wanted help moving out of their apartment. And so I go to her apartment and I start helping her move her shit, and her ex showed up. He's over 6 foot tall. And of course, he's not yelling at her. He's yelling at me. And I'm coming back at him. Like I said, like I'm a 6-foot man. And I'm like, yeah, bring it on, bring it on. You know, I'll fucking fight you. Yeah, so that was probably one of the most violent. But God, some of them were just kind of sad, because I look back now. In high school, my high school boyfriend, still the longest relationship I've ever had was in high school. He actually cheated on me. And then, so I guess you could say he broke up with me. He ended up marrying her. And as a matter of fact, he's still married to her. So I guess it worked out for them. God, the one we're going to save the one for a podcast on itself, because you guys will really like that one. But really, I think it was just kind of a lot of, I just started ignoring people. I'm like, I just don't take any more phone calls. Things like that. Yeah, I don't think to me, I guess maybe it's just because it's me. A lot of them, I don't see them as any different than any normal breakup that I've ever had. God, now you really got me thinking. Well, you got to remember, I haven't had a date in 10 years. I'm trying to remember what it is like to break up with somebody. Fuck, I haven't broke up with anybody in over 10 years. So, yeah. Yeah. I can't think of anything real exciting right now.
I do remember one, and it distinctly sticks out in my mind. And I am going to name names because it's going to be funny, and I don't care if I get in trouble because I could give a shit. Where I used to live in Gallenberg, Tennessee, there was a girl across the way. Moved in like years ago, and we went to high school and stuff together. She lived like she was literally the house next door. A friend I had at the time, Drew Hansen, was dating her. Her name was Afton Peachy. I shit you not. And I remember, I think this happened on a weekend or during the summer or some shit like that. I keep hearing this honking outside, and I'm just like, who the fuck is doing this? And I look up, and I look at the window outside, and Afton is in the car with Drew in front of her, and he's like trying to apologize, and she keeps like honking and like almost trying to hit him or something like that. And it's one of those things where it's like, and like, she's in her driveway, and both her parents are probably home. Like, I'm sure her dad and her mom are like watching her do this. And I guess he fucked up or something like that, and he cheated on her or something, and he tried to apologize, and she just didn't like take it or whatever. And it was the funniest thing. This happened. Yeah, it's had to be in like between like 01 and 04. Had to be. And it was the funniest thing because I remember calling my friend and I was like, dude, I think Drew fucked up because he's trying to break up with Afton right now or something. And he told her I don't know, something happened, and like he's just like trying to get away from her, but like she might run him over or something. And like he's like, I remember he's like, he keeps begging her to come out of the car. He's like, babe, Afton, get out of the car. And she keeps honking the fucking horn to keep getting like I can't hear you kind of shit. And it's the funniest thing because I'm just sitting there like with my window fully open, like when sitting in front of the window of my house, just watching them do this. And it goes on for a while. It goes on for a long time. And I remember like everybody at school is very curious about what's happening. It's like, listen, here's what went down, and I tell them the whole story, and I thought it was funny as fuck. I know Afton got married I know Afton got married a couple of years ago, probably longer than that. I just don't keep up with her anymore. And Drew I think got married and was living in Knoxville, Tennessee, or something like that now. But Drew was always a guy who would play victim and make it seem like he was the one who did something wrong. I mean, he was the one that got wronged, but he was actually the one who did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's always been that guy.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's one I remember really funny. What was another one? Oh God, my friend Chuck Shepard, Charles Shepard III, whatever the fuck his name was. He was another. I remember we went to we were gonna go to Florida and do like the parks and things like that and have a good time or whatever, just like fuck around and stuff. And I think before that he like was talking to this girl who was working at the bank or something like that. She was real cute, and he was talking to her. He kept texting her and stuff like that when we were down there. I was like, oh, whatever, fine. He wouldn't call her. I was like, yeah, man, don't fucking call her while we're on our trip and we're having a good time. Like, that's bullshit. And I was like, you text her whatever like that, but don't don't fucking like have a 2-hour conversation with her while like we're gonna go to the club or something. So he and like we drove down there. We didn't fly. We drove down there at the time because we didn't have the money to fucking fly. So we drove down there, and he had I forget what kind of car he had. I think it was like a white Mustang or some shit like that. He fills up the backseat of this car, this trunk, full of all kinds of shit to bring this girl back. I shit you not. I think he spent close to $1,000 on just random like stuff that they were talking about that he thought that she liked, so that he could give it to her. He did, and then he ended up breaking up with her like 6 days later or some shit. It was funny. Hilarious, hilarious, man. Fuck, dude. Yeah.
Oh God. No, mine were like psychotic breakups.
Yeah, and like that's how he was. He would fall hard, and then he would get smacked in the face. Okay, we have a comment from TP. I don't have a question yet.
Okay.
But I found your podcast because of Instagram. I fucking love it. Keep going. Thank you, TP.
Nice. I love it. I love it. And yes, the comment about open mic had come up. I am looking at open mic this Thursday up at CG's Comedy Club in Bolingbrook, Illinois. So I have to be in Chicago next week for work. So not this week, next week. So I think that is the 27th. I'm looking at doing open mic at CG's Comedy Club in Bolingbrook.
All right. So if everybody listening to this, if you're in Chicago and you want to, on the 27th, you want to see Erica do stand up, go to the CG's Comedy Club. Yeah. All right. So we have a couple of emails from WF.
Okay.
Let's see. He asks, when you're working on your next film production in LA later this month, are you going to go for a drink with some of the cast and crew? ? What is your
Absolutely.
What is your drink of choice, and what shooters are your favorites?
Honestly, my drink of choice is Captain and Coke. I find it when I was younger, you fucking drink anything. You lick peach schnapps off the hood of somebody's truck. You're willing to drink everything and anything. But as I've gotten older, of course, I got to watch what I drink because of hangovers, and I can't recover like I can when I'm 20. But yeah, Captain and Coke is my drink of choice. I can pretty much drink Captain and Coke all night long and not have a hangover the next day. So you can't beat that. And shooters, I guess if I was going to take a shot of anything, it would have to be something kind of in that family. I could do whiskey, rum, something like that. I try to stay away from all the fun drinks anymore just because I don't want the hangover. But yes, absolutely. I'm always open for going out with the cast and the crew, and I love it.
That's good. Okay.
What was the other question?
It's on the email. Erica, your show is brilliant. Enjoy listening to it. Nick and you have good chemistry. I don't think you've lost your mojo. You rock. I laughed out loud a few times tonight listening to episode 11. Okay. No, this is a comment.
What was episode 11? Oh. What was episode 11?
Let me look that up, actually. Yeah.
Isn't that terrible?
Well, I mean, trust me, I'm like you.
It's probably about my butthole or something. Let's face it.
Here, I get to go to the episode 11. Oh yeah, Erica's basement gets flooded. It's when you're talking about the
Oh, I got so many messages about that one. I had people like sending me private messages on Facebook, like, who was the star? I want to know. Who are you talking about? People that I knew from the set or knew from personal life. They were asking me, who was it? Who was it?
That's funny. That's really funny.
I must have been really excited.
Well, I mean, I remember recording that episode, and like I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't keep it together because I mean, you were going into like heavy description.
I was really excited, man.
And plus the idea that it affected you in such a way you had to go to like an adult toy store and like get tools, I guess we'll say.
Oh God, yes. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna think about that tonight now.
Well, yeah, those are the emails and questions and comments we've gotten so far. That's like, yeah, that was good. That was good.
Wonderful. Yes, keep those coming. And then I'll it'll make me think of other things. And if there's a question I can't really answer right now, then we'll try to answer it next time. Because now you got me wondering, any funny breakups? I'm trying to think of some funny ones. All I can think of is like the terrible, sad ones.
I mean, like, I had a bunch of friends in high school who went through some funny breakups and through some terrible ones. But no, those I mentioned, I'm willing to mention those names because I don't know those people anymore, and they've moved far, far away from me. And if they ever hear this podcast and they're mad at me, I don't fucking care. I don't. Oh, well. Yeah. Right. I don't. Oh, well. I just don't care. But no. What was it? Next weekend we're going to be at Scarefest in Kentucky together.
Yes. I cannot wait, Nick. I am so excited. Kathy and I are looking forward to it. Now, you're at a closer hotel. I'm really fucking jealous because I thought when I got, the VIP platinum package that I would be at the hotel that's attached to the convention center, and it was not. They couldn't get the block of rooms or whatever, but we're going to be like across the street and a little bit down the way. So it'll be okay, but Kathy and I are so excited. I hope you and I know you and Kathy will get along, but yeah, it'll be a blast.
I feel like I know her from all the stories you tell, so.
I know. When I introduce you guys, it's so funny because I always talk about you to her, and then I always talk about her to you. So it'll be like, oh, Nick, this is Kathy. Kathy, this is Nick. And then we got tickets for bowling with Felissa Rose, so we're gonna do that. I might have to bring out my high school bowling shoes and my bowling ball. Yes, please do. Oh my God, when Kathy and I went last year, because I had actually gotten tickets by myself. Kathy just kind of surprised me because I was like, oh, I'm going away this weekend. And she's like, I want to go. So she wasn't even originally supposed to go. And we had an amazing time. We stayed almost the entire time at the Lex, because at the Lex, you can watch the movies, the drag show, they got the bowling. And we sat at the bar pretty much the entire time. That's where we met Derek at. I actually finished Derek's food. I have a really big issue with food. I love food. I fucking love food. And we were sitting there and we were talking to Derek and just chatting. And he left like a whole plate of fries. And I'm like, give me that guy's fries. I'm going to eat his fries. And I ate his food. He left laid on the counter. I don't even know who this fucking dude is, and I'm eating his food. Wish I could say that was the first time. But just don't leave food unattended around me. But yeah, that's pretty much what we did. And now that you're going to be with us, it's going to be even more fun. We did go over to the convention center some, but last year it wasn't as big as it could have been, as big as I think it's going to be this year. So we're going to have a blast.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that it's this show, because this used to be when I did the show, I think in the early 2010s. I think I did in 2013 and 2014 and 2015 and like 2012. From 2012 to like 2014, I did. I was a vendor at these conventions selling colored contacts. That's what I did. And I remember doing Scarefest.
Oh yeah.
I remember doing Scarefest was one of the first years I did it. And it was probably one of the best put together conventions at the time, because whenever you emailed the lady about vendor stuff, she would email you back within 24 hours. You get an email. Wonderfully communicative, and everything that it was great. And even then, when they would have you do your load in, it was extremely organized, extremely put together. They would have a ton of people like actually helping you pull out your stuff from your car, put it onto a cart securely, carry it to your table, put it at your table, and then help you take your car, truck, whatever out of the area and move on. It was once again one of the best organized shows, I think, from like it was Scarefest like probably like I think 8 or 9 or 9 to 10 or whatever the ones I did. It was really early. And then what happened is that the owner got greedy, and she started firing people. because they were, they were like the whole setup was wonderful when I did it. It was really, really good, and it was very cool. Everybody loved doing it. We had a good time. But then the owner she got she wanted all the money and all the glory for herself. And then she started firing people. And I think towards the end, my friends who were working it and who I was good friends with, they were there on a volunteer basis, and they barely worked because they weren't getting paid for it. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
And once they left, everything went to shit. And I know somebody else bought it, and it took a while for them to come back to where it is now. So,
yeah. Well, I know because they were still around that time requiring masks, so there wasn't a ton of vendors, and it was really just the one floor of the convention center. So I'm excited for this year. I want to see how it's opened back up. One of the movies that I'm going to be in coming up, New Year's Eve, from Blood Moon Pictures, the director and the producer, PJ Starks and Eric Hutchinson, is going to be there. So I'm excited to meet them. But yeah, I'm excited to see what changes have been made. I know Kathy and I pretty much just kind of drank the whole weekend. That's what we did. I made it a point to try to introduce Kathy to all the celebrities. My go-to line at any of the parties, I would see somebody that I knew was in the movies, these stars and that, and I would be like, hey, have you met my friend Kathy? And of course, it's what I did. Oh my God, Kathy got so many pictures with like all these celebrities, and I would go up and just be like, have you met my friend Kathy? And they would be like, oh no, because they're thinking, should I have?
Yeah.
You act like it. And I'm like, oh, she wants your picture. Not I want my picture with you. She wants her picture with you. And, she would get pictures with people. We saved so much money that way. Because I said, if you went over to the convention, you'd have to pay like $40 for each of these pictures.
That's true. Yeah, and I mean it's literally one hell of a lineup. I mean, you have Robert Englund, Lance Henriksen, Kane Hodder, Robert Patrick. They're doing a reunion for Return of the Living Dead. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be very interesting because, I haven't. I mean, I think this is sadly. I think this is kind of a better lineup than Horror Hound has had in a while. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Yeah, and I haven't been. Oh my God, Dave Sheridan's going to be there. That's awesome. Yeah.
He's supposed to be in New Year's Eve. I'm actually going to act with him.
I recently watched a couple things with him. That man is a chameleon. He can.
I will introduce you. I'll be like, have you met my friend Nick?
Well, it's weird because I've seen him in a couple of movies, and every time he changes his hair, his look, or any slight thing, and he can change his mannerisms like on a dime, he's really fucking good. He can be anybody. He is really good.
Yes.
I did watch one of his movies that he was in, but I didn't like the movie. He did good, but it wasn't. It was called like The Resort or something. It was on Hulu. About these kids.
Oh, gotcha.
Kids went to like this island that had been haunted, and there was like a resort that just kind of like went, a hotel that just went to hell there. And he was in it. He did great. The movie was crap overall, though. And it was kind of like, man, I felt bad for him because like he did good, and like the movie was just kind of like such a letdown. But no, I've seen a lot of his. I've seen a good amount of his stuff. I know he was in what was it, Hatchet 3 or Hatchet 4. And he did great, man. He was, he's so good because like it takes me a minute to realize he's in a movie because I have to be like, oh shit, that's Dave Sheridan because like he's so good at what he does.
Yeah, because he changes so much. Yeah,
he's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, so we'll make sure to go and talk to him because he's supposed to be there too. He's doing a panel with PJ and Felissa and so yeah. Yeah, we'll have to make sure to talk to them, and I'll do my whole, have you met my friends? Now I gotta say my friends, Nick and Kathy.
Yeah, I might bring like a camera and some mics to do some interviews if I can down there. Just because,
Absolutely.
like, yeah, just because I'll see who says yes and no, and and see what happens. Yeah, I'll probably
Well,
get more
yeah.
no's than yeses, but I'll still give it the old college try.
I don't know. You haven't been out with me yet, Nick. I'm pretty persuasive. I make it seem like you want
Yeah,
to talk to me.
I may wait till you're like 2 or 3 drinks in and have you do the interview.
I would too. I'd be like, come on, come on. You know you want to talk to me. Unless I get really insulting. There was I get to a certain point to where I drink a certain amount. God, I'm trying to think of who it was that I pissed off. It was, God, oh, I wish I could think of this guy's name. He's a very well-known actor too. And he was with this beautiful woman. And I don't know what it is, but it's like the more I drink, the more my my affinity for a beautiful black women come out. And I've never been with a woman, let alone a black woman. But when I'm drinking, you better watch out. And he was with this woman. And I go up and I'm like, have you met my friend Kathy? And Kathy got her picture with him. And he asked me, he goes, do you want your picture with me? And I said, no, I don't want my picture with you. I want my picture with her. And you can see, and he got kind of pushed to the side. And I'm taking this picture with this unknown black woman just because she was beautiful. So you gotta stop me before I get to a certain amount of alcohol.
Whenever you come to Atlanta, don't take you to the strip clubs. Got it.
I have been to multiple strip clubs. That's another podcast in of itself. I've had some first dates at strip clubs. You know? Hey, you know what?
But it's one of those, like, how do you? I mean, even now, like, how is a strip club like a good first date idea? Like,
well, ain't nothing wrong with half naked women. They need money too.
That's true. But like,
and like I tell my son, sometimes they got some good food there.
Once again, speaking of strip clubs, there is a strip club in Atlanta called Cheetahs that is voted the best strip club because of food and because of just the strippers. So, yeah.
See, because of the food. The food is good.
Yeah, apparently their Sunday brunch buffet is like to die for. I'll have to go one day.
I don't know how I end up at strip clubs on first dates. I guess because I'm just kind of go with the flow. I'm open for anything.
I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, even as a first date idea for me, I was just like, strip club would not be like in the top, not even the top 20, not even the top 20 things to do. It's like, well, I'm gonna take this girl to the strip club. Like, we're gonna have drinks and see what happens. Like, that's not something, because I know that the first time I'll get balls and do that, the girl would just be like, go fuck yourself, and they take an Uber and leave me there. That's what would happen.
No, I think I paid for a lap dance for him, to be honest. If I remember correctly, because we went to go see oh God, we went to go see a movie, and then we went over to the strip club. Yeah. Why not? He's not going to go home with them, so they're just there trying to pay off their student loans. Yep. So I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. But yeah, I'm excited. So if anybody sees us this weekend at Scarefest, don't hesitate to come up and say hi. We are going to have a blast. I'm looking forward to it, Nick.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an experience for sure.
We'll make it an experience. Yep. I even took Monday off work just in case.
Good for you.
I'm that prepared.
Good for you.
I may need a whole day afterwards to recover.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not kidding about, like, you know, as you as you get up in the years, you need more time to recover. I'm starting to feel that now. I'm just fucking rough and I hate it. I remember being, you know, in my early 20s, drinking and like, you know, having a hangover for a couple hours, drinking some water, and then, like, you know, going on with my day.
Yeah.
Now
like
it's
2 hours sleep.
now there's like a whole like There's a whole procedure for it now. It's like, okay, I'm gonna drink. I need to like eat good food, drink a bottle of Pedialyte,
something to soak it up. Oh my God, the fucking
and
Pedialyte.
and then go out with my friends, not spend too much, not drink too much, and try to remember where I am.
Yep.
And then get home and then eat before I go to sleep, and then take an Advil, and then fucking like drink a glass of water and just go to sleep.
Yep.
There's a whole procedure that happens now, and I feel like the procedure gets longer and longer as you get older.
It does. It does, because I tell you, this where I live, they're allowed to still smoke, like in the bars and stuff like that. And I'm always I don't smoke cigarettes, but if you want to smoke, that's fine. That's your prerogative. If the business wants you to smoke, that's their prerogative. I have a choice whether to go there or not. But back in the day, you'd go to the bar, fine, come home, go straight to bed. Oh no, I got to shower when I get home. I got to put my clothes in the laundry because I don't want them to smell like cigarette smoke. Yeah, it's like a whole process now. Oh, good Lord, we're getting old. I'm older than you. I forgot how old I was today. I was at the dentist and they asked me, and I'm like, I think I'm 49, maybe 48. I don't know. I'm somewhere around there.
Oh, man.
Oh, she looked at my chart. I'm 48.
No, and it's also funny getting carded now, because as soon as they see the 19, they're like, yeah, you're good. I'm just like, what? Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it for half a second longer, please.
Oh, you just wait. You just wait. You got some fun times coming.
And it's one of those things where it's like, we're still, a lot of us were born in 19 something, so
yeah. 19 something. Try 1973. I'm like, whenever you got to fill out your birth date on something, and I'm scrolling back on their little wheel thing. I'm like, my God, how far down is 1973 on here? Why can't I just type
it's become bad now for me, like where I'll just like flick it and all of a sudden it'll get to like the 80s and I'm just like, huh, okay, shit.
Oh, shoot. Oh, God. But yes, we're going to make a weekend of this. We're going to go to Scarefest. We're going to do some interviews. We're going to get some pictures with celebrities. I thought about reaching out to Scarefest. I don't think they'll do it, though. I thought about reaching out to them, their party that they're having. I don't think they're calling it a VIP party this year, but the party that they're having at the Lex, that'll have the DJ, and like their Halloween party, I thought about seeing if they'd give me about 5 minutes of stage time, but I don't think I'm going to get it. So, but I didn't think it hurt to ask.
Exactly. It never hurts to ask for things like that. For sure. I mean, but they're usually weird about those things. I know, they want to keep things a certain way. So. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think I would be able to, so we'll see what they say, but that's okay. We'll be around. Anybody can come up and say hi.
It's going to be fun for sure.
It will be. I just wish Derek was there. Derek, if you're listening to this, we wish you were at Scarefest. Kathy's going to miss you. That is for sure. That was her buddy.
Yeah.
She's the one that got pictures with Derek. I didn't. She has like several pictures with Derek. I was too busy running around introducing to Kathy to people. I'm serious. She has pictures with all different celebrities.
Yeah.
Nope. I got one picture with a beautiful black woman. That's all I pretty much got. Oh, and a guy that looked like Santa Claus. I'm looking at the pictures now on my Facebook. Some guy looks like Santa Claus.
Does he have fangs and black eyes? Okay.
No. Like, dude looks like Santa Claus.
There's a guy who does like Santa Evil there every now and again. So.
No.
Okay.
Nope, this dude looks like Santa Claus, but he has pizza. In the picture on Facebook, he has pizza in front of him, so that might have been why I stopped at his table. So
you got drunk and hungry. And then,
yeah, I did. And there's Kathy did get a picture of me with Andrew Divoff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I was just having a conversation with his. I think it was his wife that was there with him. I kind of ignored him. I was talking to his wife. like nobody.
You're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me over here.
I did. I just was like, it's like I belong with these celebrities. That was my element. I was so comfortable. I actually really was. I was so comfortable.
That's good. That's good. This weekend should be interesting. We'll see how it goes, and we will report back.
All right.
Next Tuesday. We'll record Monday night, and we'll recount everything that happened. So yeah, should be fun.
Absolutely. So if you can't make it, we'll tell you all about it. We'll post some pictures.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, and thank you for that segue. Make sure you're following us on Erica D podcast on Instagram, Erica D podcast on Twitter, to look at those pictures and those videos that we're going to post over the weekend, and all the fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any more any closing remarks?
No, just get those questions, comments in. We'll keep it going like this. And then can't wait to see some of you at Scarefest.